Know your weaknesses is often advanced as a rule of success. Well, it is sound advice, but it is even more important to know your strengths. A businessman told of a man in his company whose personality weaknesses were messing up the whole production department. The employer was tempted more than once to let the fellow go, but instead he kept trying to think of ways to help him and at the same time benefit the business. After much thinking, the employer got an idea. He drew up a questionnaire listing typical weaknesses and strengths of personality that limit or enhance effectiveness on the job. He passed this questionnaire to everyone in the organization, requesting each to check weaknesses and strengths and return the signed questionnaire in a sealed envelope. He promised to keep the information confidential, the sole purpose being to help each person by self-evaluation. The last man to return his questionnaire was Frank. He delivered it personally, laid it on the boss's desk, and said, "I've analyzed myself with the help of this questionnaire. Never realized I had so many weaknesses. Frankly, if I headed this company, I would fire a man with that many weaknesses. Maybe you just better let me go. I wouldn't blame you." The employer took a blank piece of paper and placed it over the weaknesses checked on the questionnaire. "What's that you're saying, Frank? I'm not looking at your weaknesses right now. What I'm looking at are your strengths. Did you realize you have this many strengths? Let's both of us think this over for a few days, and then let's consider which of your strengths we should especially develop in this company." When they met again, the boss announced, "Frank, it comes to me that we should take you out of the production department. I'm going to put you in sales." "Why, that's the last thing I think I'd be good at," exclaimed Frank. "That's because you've been moping along in your weaknesses instead of living on your strengths. I see in you a terrific salesman." Today, he is one of the company's most successful salesmen. "He is now a great producer," says his boss, "because he is living and working not on his weaknesses, but on his strengths." Well, how about you and me? Are we living on our strengths? I wonder. To be truly successful as a person, one must be conscious of one's main strengths and activate, develop, and use them. This takes effort, but you must rise to the challenge. That is, if you want to get anywhere. Beware of going off on a tangent or trying to copy someone else or trying to broaden your base too much. Avoid these failure patterns. Stick to your main strengths.